Okay, we're on page 248, and we're starting a new chapter, chapter 6. The end of the last chapter, the whole last chapter, we talked about the difference in the life of people who have Habitachon in Hashem, who trust in God, and people that don't have Habitachon in Hashem. So now, in this chapter, he's going to expand on one of those things. One of the differences was that a person who has Habitachon in Hashem, he doesn't need to have his financial needs met for his entire life. Page 248. He trusts that Hashem is going to give him what he needs. Right? He doesn't have, and because of that, he makes sure to fulfill his obligations to Hashem. If it comes between earning extra money that he doesn't need at this moment and doing mitzvos or learning Torah, he says, I trust in Hashem that when I don't have money, Hashem will provide for me. So now I'm going to do mitzvos and learn Torah. But he discussed another group. They always feel they never have enough money. They always feel, you say, you know what, when I have enough, and my 401k is high enough, and I have enough to provide for myself and for my family till the end of days, that's when I'll start doing mitzvahs, that's when I'll start studying Torah, that's when I'll start keeping Shabbos, that's when I'll do whatever. And he wrote earlier how misguided this approach is to life. Because one, we never know when our time is going to come. Right? Chas v'shalom, it could be tomorrow. There's many young people that pass away, unfortunately. Never know. So in this chapter, he's going to expand on this group of people. What do you say to these people that say, you know what, I understand, I agree with you, mitzvahs are very important. Mitzvahs are a very positive thing. I believe in Hashem, but listen, I need to have enough money so that I can retire comfortably, that I can go to Florida, that I can go to the early bird special at whatever restaurant I like, and that I'm provided for, that my kids are provided for, that my grandkids are provided for, my great-grandkids, whatever. What do you say to such a person? Seems like a logical thing. I would like to describe and enlighten you to the various mistakes that people make with this mindset. I'm going to describe 7 reasons that these people are making a grave error. And if we happen to be a little verbose and a little lengthy here, he says, I want to expose. He says, this is going to be a lengthy discussion because I want to bring some shame and embarrassment, and I want to criticize these people that I call the Bali Mashkonos. Now, what is a Bali Mashkonos? A mashkon is a security. You give someone a loan, you take a security. That's called a mashkon. So why is he called them Bali Mashkonos? Because they're likened to a seller. You go into a store and you purchase something on credit, but the store owner doesn't trust you. So what does he do? If you buy on credit and the owner of the store doesn't trust you, he takes collateral from you because maybe you'll never pay him. So he calls us the Bali Mashkonos, the people that say, Hashem, if you give me enough money, then I'll serve you. So that's why he compares these folks that only want to serve Hashem when they have enough money to Bali Mashkonos, to someone who takes a security. Now he's going to go through 7 ways why these people are making a mistake. The Harishon, Me'afne HaTshuva Alav, the first thing you could say to these people, you question Hashem's decree. You don't believe in His great power, Asher Chashach or Sichlo, because you've become so confused. Because of your desires, you don't think clearly. He says that every human being has seichel, has intellect. If we're a intellect, we also have emotions. So if we're a person that wants to do what we want, we have taivas, we have desires, we want the cruise to Florida, we want the early bird special. So we're not going to think clearly. That's why there's a parsha in the Torah about shochad, about taking a bribe, right? Because you take a bribe, that perverts your reasoning. There's even a story of the Gemara where someone sent a rabbi a certain basket, I think it was a basket of fruit, and later this person wanted the rabbi to judge his case, and the rabbi said, I can't judge your case because I'm not allowed to, because that's considered a bribe, even though I didn't know you were going to have a case, but now I'm sort of like leaning towards you. And Taka, when he walked by the court case, he heard this person making a claim in court, and the rabbi said, oh, he should claim XYZ. And he realized that subconsciously he was favoring this person who had sent him a fruit basket. So one of the challenges of a human being is to always make sure we're thinking straight. That's why it says you have to have a rabbi. It also says to have a friend, because somebody else isn't torn by those, isn't bothered by the specific taivas, the specific drives and pulls that you have. They have different things, so they can objectively look at your situation. So he says a person who has these drives, he's not thinking clearly. Is it good to ask mashkon lekachto asher merecha v'chavercha asher ein lo reshus alecha v'lo mitzvaso v'eres alecha? Let's think. Is it normal for a person to request collateral from a person that has from a friend that has nothing on him? That you don't have anything on him? V'lo mitzvaso v'eres alecha, and whose orders don't obligate you? Right? You just go to a random person and say you want a collateral? No, right? When you get collateral, I give you a loan, you might not pay it back, so I ask for collateral. So then I have something on you, but someone that you don't have something on, you ask for collateral? Of course not, it's ridiculous. Let's say you have a worker, a day laborer. It doesn't make sense, right? You're going to hire a day laborer, you're going to go to Home Depot and get a day laborer to build your deck, and the day laborer says, I'm not sure if you're going to pay me, can you give me some collateral? It's ridiculous, of course not. Because the more so ha'eved, all the more so, let's say you have a slave. Is the slave say, I'm only going to work for you unless you give me collateral? No. All the more so, how can we ask Hashem, who created us, for collateral? This is what we're doing here. We're saying, Hashem, I'm going to serve you, created me, but I'm only going to serve you if you give me collateral so that I trust that you're going to pay me back, that you're going to provide for me enough for my parnasa. That's absurd. Right, just like a human being would never ask for a random guy, give me collateral. Day laborer, all the more so a day laborer would never say, I'm only going to work for you if you give me collateral. Or a slave, of course, is not going to ask for collateral. He bought you. You're a slave. You're not going to ask for collateral. The more so us, who Hashem created us, we're not going to say collateral. I'm only going to serve you, Hashem, who created me, if you give me enough of my parnasa. Of course not. It's bewildering. It's embarrassing. It's ridiculous that a slave should ask his master for collateral, for a mashkin, before he even serves him. Like it says, don't be like a servant who serves your master in order to receive reward. The more so, it's chutzpahdik. It's a great chutzpah to say, I'm only going to work for you. You go to hire a day laborer. I'm only going to work for you if you give me collateral. That's extremely embarrassing. That means you don't trust the guy who's about to hire you to work for. So it's embarrassing. It's a chutzpah. Similar to it says, Hashem tigmelu zos am nava v'lo chacham. It says, is this how you repay Hashem, O shameful and unwise people? Right? Since Hashem made us, He's our master. So it's the extreme chutzpah. The first reason we don't say, Hashem, I'm only going to serve you if you give me enough parnasa, if I'm a millionaire and bajillionaire, that I have to support myself for my entire life, is because it's extreme chutzpah. It's extreme brazenness to say, God, you created me, you gave me everything, but I'm only going to serve you if you provide my financial needs until the end of my days also. That's one reason. Let's just do the second reason, and then we will stop. The second reason is short. Vasheni, the second reason why this attitude is incorrect. Anyone who accepts a mashkon, a collateral from his friend, yesh lo kitzba, it has a time limit. Now you give somebody a loan, and you take collateral, there's a time that the loan is due. But the person asking Hashem that Hashem provide him with all of his financial needs, there's no limit. He doesn't know what's going to be enough for his parnasa to support himself. And his family, for all of the food that he needs and all the extras that he wants until he dies. Even if he had twice and three times the amount of money that he needs, he still wouldn't be relaxed because he doesn't know when he's going to die. No one's going to know when he's going to die. How can you demand a certain amount of money from Hashem? Hashem, when you support me for the rest of my days, I'll serve you. You don't know when you're going to go. Nobody knows that. He's foolish for asking. There's no limit to the amount that he needs. What he's really asking for is a money tree in his backyard, which doesn't exist. So we learned that there's the people that ask Hashem, that their idea is they're only going to serve Hashem, and they're only going to devote themselves to Avodas Hashem when they have enough money for the rest of their lives. So far we learned 2 of the 7 mistakes they're making. One is it's an extreme chutzpah to ask Hashem for a mashkon after He created us, and He's going to talk later. He's going to detail all the chesed, all the kindness that Hashem does. He didn't even get into that yet. But just the simple fact that God created us, for us to ask Him for anything like this is chutzpah. That we don't. It's like we're saying we don't trust you, God. And the second is we don't know how much we need. No one knows when they're going to go. Okay, so then we have 5 more reasons we're going to learn in subsequent weeks why this is an incorrect approach to life.